Good morning and welcome back to Freckle Farms at Hinterland. Going on here, we've got a little bit of wool. We've still got plenty of feed and water. How's our chickens going? Got a fair bit of food. Probably could do with some more, but they're pretty well maxed out. We can't get any more in there. Our soybeans look like they're growing well. We just got to put some more fertilizer on them. And I've got a bit of a jump start on our new field, which has taken a long time because this equipment is not really made for this size of fields. I've been doing, basically, I've gone right around the edge of both of them. I've put the middle line in, which I think is close to the middle. But yeah, it may be a little bit off. It looks pretty close-ish on the map. I think it's, I mean, it'd be interesting. Maybe we should put soybeans in one of these ones to see if it's about the same size as field number one. It's definitely a little bit wider. Sort of hard to tell. I think they're very similar. But don't stress, I'm not going to do that one this episode because it just takes so bloody long. I think between the fertilizing of the other field, our chickens and animals and making sure they're okay, we could probably see if there's any work the fields next to us to make a bit more cash. The fellas up at the machine shop said they're going on a bit of an adventure to see what's out and about around the back, and not many people have explored much of the map recently, so we don't know what's out there, and I told them I might head out there later on and see what's going on. Oh, stop. That sucks. Press the wrong button, the worker took over. Bugger. Try and fix that up, I think, if we can. A little bit of waste a bit more money and put a little bit of road base back down. But yeah, this is a pretty good expansion for us. The boat's coming in, so it'd be interesting to see what's at the store. If there's any special goodies. Always, you know, we do need another tractor. What happened there? But it is not the right time for the amount of cash that we have. So usually when I do these edges, I put the terrain paint down, and then I'll do like a run on the inside, sort of. I'll show you in a minute. We'll get this part here sorted, and then when I put this paint down, I'll probably have to fix it up. But I tend to try and do a run on the inside, and then I go on the outside and put a worker on. I know it does cost you money, but at the same time, they make a nice straight line. So say I was doing this edge here, I'd do a run from here straight across, and then on the way back, I'd line up where I wanted, like just here. Actually, we'll fix this up first because I'm going to have to do it anyway. It's a bit of a pain in the bum. Phone pinged and scared me, and I forgot to. I pressed the worker button. So because there's that bit of grass edge there, what you could do is you could come along here. Work out where you want it. You drop it down so you can get your back edge. Back a bit more like that. Then you press the worker on now. And 99% of the time, they'll do a dead straight edge. Right across here. We should have got a bit wider. We're not going to get it all. We did there. And they'll do a nice dead straight edge right across here for you. And that's how I usually get my fields nice and square. If they're the edge, you know, round ones or different ones, it's not a big deal. But if you want them nice and square, this is how I do it. It's, for me, the easiest way, but you have to be careful because sometimes they will just go zooming straight off. They will not stop. Right, that is that field done. Got the cultivator back. It looks like this beast needs a bit of a service. to get that sorted shortly. Still got some trees over there we can sort out, clear off. Alright, where's our fertilizer spreader? Or did we sell it and not get another one yet? What's going on over here with their potatoes? Or they got half a field done? They missed some. Right, I'm going to go and look for my fertilizer spreader and we'll be back in a second. Alright, so change of plans. Heidi gave me a call and she said she's got field number 3 over here that needs harvesting quickly. So I said I'll do that. $1,000. Definitely do with the cash. And then while we're doing that, we're going to have to look at a fertilizer spreader because we don't have one. I don't know why. We just don't. Unless I've updated the game and deleted a mod or something, but we definitely don't have one. I'll have to have a look back and see if we even did have one before. Pretty sure we did. But let's get this loaded up and turned on. And what sort of wheat? 100%. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of a yield we get out of this field without being a poet. It's only a small field. And it's sort of going to help us work out whether it's worthwhile buying this land or not, because so much of the land is covered by water. It's not really, I don't know, you've got to be cautious. I think the land here is about $60,000-$80,000. So you want to make sure you can turn the money around with the crops in not a long period of time, because you don't want to be stuck. You don't want to be stuck doing the same fields over and over again every month or every year. Sort of want to have a little bit of well, you want everything to be a bit more fun. You don't want to be stuck doing the same thing. It gets very drawn out, very boring. But I definitely want to try and expand the chickens out when we get a bit of cash, because the eggs can be quite profitable, and having a full chicken coop isn't doing anyone any favors, because they're not breeding, so they can't make us any extra money. But if we sell too many of them, they're not going to make enough eggs to make profit either. So sort of a catch-22. So it'd be good to have like 100 or 200 of them, so we can rotate them around, you know, get to 150, sell off 50. And then that way we know there's always going to be a fair bit of eggs coming and going. It looks like that field's fully sown, but not all of it's taken. Be interesting to see what happens the next day or so, if it pops up green everywhere. That could be a little bit of a worry if we're going to buy the field and it doesn't show the crops. Might not be worth the value. We're up to 2,500 litres already. I think this thing only holds, what, 5,000, 5,500? So smaller shears, it's working great, but we're going to have to battle with it for a little while, because I don't think we can really afford anything much bigger. And that's why we halved our new land. But even with it halved, it's still going to be a struggle with the machinery that we have. Right, I'm going to scoot through the rest of this and we'll pop back very shortly. Just unloading. What's that in the trailer? How much? It doesn't really leave us a whole lot more space. It is what it is. I'm not sure how much more we'll get off the field. It tapers down just here, so we will just keep chugging along with that one. Definitely doesn't have the greatest turning radius. But for the money that we paid for it, it's pretty great. We've also still got tons of grass in our silo, from what I remember. It's been a fair while since I played this. I had a bit of time off, but I had that I had so many games recorded that I've still been able to update them. But now it's a matter of jumping back in and making sure, or just learning everything again. It's crazy how you don't play it for 3 to 4 weeks. You're like, well, what's this? What's this? Same as that fertilizer spread. I was sure I had one of them, but I don't, which is a bit of a bummer. So yeah, we can always dump some of that grass into the silage clamp. Get ourselves some more cash to upgrade some stuff. We aren't struggling for cash, so it's not a huge big deal, but it would be handy to have. I mean, even if Heidi decides she wants to sell these fields, you know, they're close to the farm, and I know she wants to start expanding over near her house. So it'd be, I don't know. If she sold them for a good price, we could take them, especially if they were all ready to harvest. We can get money straight back off them straight away. And the thing is, if we ever need cash, we could always sell the fields back off to get cash and buy them again when we're not struggling for cash again. But I think this field here that we have, I would possibly turn this either a grass field or I don't know. Probably a grass field or put some cattle or something on here. Maybe move like the animal section of it over here. There's not a lot of land behind us that we can expand into because of the lake. We're sort of stuck in the middle between two rivers here, so we've got to go either way. Unless we start expanding out in the middle of nowhere. But the problem with that is we don't have the equipment that goes that fast to go back and forwards all the time. Or the cash for the fuel. So the more we can expand here and grow our farm in this area, the better it is for us to expand later on. Plus the mayor's said he wants us to put some more buildings in and they're going to give us rebates or cheaper costs, things like that. We'll bring tourists back, so just these few fields that we got now are going to help keep the food production going. I think if we can get that campsite built over on the left there, beside the river, that will also help a lot to have for the hikers to come stay somewhere. Turn this off, and I don't know if this trailer is going to take it all. Maybe we could put some in the bucket. We'll find out. I think this has to go to the restaurant, so 427 litres. Dang it. Please let the bucket take it. There we go. That saves us some hassle. Fold that up. And let's get this up to the restaurant. See if we make any extra cash out of the items. Would be handy if we did. There we go. We could have fit another 1,600 litres in. This field's a bit of a pain too because it's very skinny. I don't know. I think we can't really expand behind us, but it's going to have to keep expanding out and see what comes of it, I guess. But let's get this up to the restaurant and unloaded. All right, let's get this sold. A little bit front heavy there. Definitely need weights on when we're using the bucket. I wonder if he's looking after these cows up here. Must be Heidi. If we make any extra cash, I think we'll service this tractor. Made an extra $1,200 plus the contract, so $2,200 is not too bad. Sort of free money. See what needs servicing on this beast. Everything's all service. It wasn't that expensive. Can't complain at all. While we're up here, what sort of fertilizing machinery or sprayers or spreaders can we get? What have we got up here for the modded ones? That holds 800 litres, 600 litres, 3000 litres, 1400, 7000. I'm thinking that one, that's just cheap. That would probably be the best bet. And maybe we can hook the trailer still onto the back of it. Need 800 litres of fertilizer. It's not the cheapest stuff. Alright, so let's dump off the trailer. And hopefully we can put that on the back behind the fertilizer spreader. This thing does 18 meters, so it shouldn't take too many runs to look after our field. Damn it, there's still a little bit left. Doesn't go very fast backwards. Oh, it works. Wicked. Alright. Let's see you back down at the farm. Okie dokie, let's get this trailer dropped off and see how the fertilizer goes. Just drop this in here. There we go. Not sure how wide it's going to spread. I don't really want to waste much. We can get away with it. Looks like it's going to cover pretty well. Sort of just hard to see where you're going. It's not using that much either, which is great. A little bit hard to see where you're going when the field's already grown. That line there we'll try and stick to. We're missing a little bit on the edge there though. Alright, I'll get this done. Cruise control on and we're going to get this cranked out. See you shortly. Alright, nearly finished. Hey, why is that a mispatch there? I don't get it why it keeps doing that. Maybe it's something to do with my seeder? I don't know. Alright, that is all done. Wicked, wicked. Now I'm just wondering, should we put a seeder on and throw some seed down, or should we dump some silage, some grass, and make silage? I don't know. I know Gary and Heidi were going to head down to the back property. They asked me if I wanted to come down with them. But I haven't heard what time they're going. They want to go down and have a look at all the outskirts and see what's around. That could be interesting. Plonk that just there, I guess, and then see how we're going for seed and fertilizer. And what crop should we do next? That's the question. Have to fill them both up. Come on. Not cheap, I tell ya. Hopefully that's enough to do the rest of the next field. We probably should take off this bucket. We don't need it for now unless we're going to do our silage later. Oops, my bad. There we go. So yeah, we've got a fair bit of grass stash. There's about 140,000 litres, which we'll probably do half of it in here this time. And half next time, I guess. Saves us having to cut grass again. I mean, we may cut that field up there before we plant in it anyway, so we aren't going to run out. What should we put in? We've got soybeans there. Let's put in... Okay, let's do oats. That'll do us. Oh, our measuring stick. There we go. Got our oats cranking. That's a throttle. Looking pretty good. But yeah, I think get these oats done. Our rolling is going to take a long time because that's only 3 meters. I think this thing here is 6 or 5.2 or something. There should be enough gap in between there so it doesn't interfere with each other if we ever use a worker. Alright, we might get this sorted and get into a bit of a time lapse and see how we go. Get back to you soon. So I've just come down to this place. Looks like a bit of a campsite abandoned or something. Heidi's headed back up. She found a tractor down here that she's taken back up. Dave's on his way back up. He bought it. There was a truck down here he's taken. So far I haven't found anything that I really need or that's usable. There's a lot of junk around here that could be sold if we purchase the land. I don't think any of these are working. This thing works. What a beast. I don't know if it's rusty or if it's brown. It's something else that can be used, I guess. Oh, what's that? Oh. Can't be used now. It's on its side. That's a bit of a bummer. An old oven. Old rubbish. That truck's no good. There's just stuff everywhere. What's this? CX Gator. Running? These things aren't very expensive at all, but they'd be super handy to have if I can keep it. Maybe it can just give this thing a bit of a nudge and push it back over. Not enough weight to it. Might have to come down with a tractor or wait for Heidi and that to come. I'd definitely be keen on keeping this thing if I could. There you go. I don't know, I'm pretty keen on the Gator. This would be cool to scoot around and go and get stuff from the shop. It's got a tow hitch. I don't know if it can hitch too much. These are about $3 grand, I think. What are they worth? $3,500. I'd be keen on hanging on to this if we could. Got no marker lights or anything, got no doors. Says it does 48, but I mean this would be handy as heck if we could use it to tow the trailers up to the shop. So much land in here, there's so much to expand if we wanted to. Like, it's all the way down here, and we're all the way up here, like. I don't even know what we're going to find in all these bushes around here. Obviously people have been coming here for years, but this is way off the beaten trail, so maybe people just camping out here, living it. I mean, someone spent some big cash on some of that stuff, either that or it's stolen. Never know, it could be from Grandpa's farm, I just don't know at all. But let's get this back up to the farm. We'll finish. I think we've got a couple more rows of seeding to do. And we'll see if Heidi and that are going to grab that truck, or if they don't want it, we'll grab it. Probably to sell it or sell this. I don't have a whole lot of use for that truck. It's very, they're very underpowered. I have used one in the previous map. They're yeah, they're handy, but not. You load them up with a couple of 1,000 litres and that's it. They're 10-15 kilometers an hour, you know. But this would be really good for running back to the store, going and getting fuel or supplies, maybe even towing a trailer up. No idea, but not very big, not really good for going through deep water. This would even be cool. We could leave over here on the island if people wanted to go up for a toilet break or... There's nothing special, but it does the job. Our trailer, we'll see if it can hitch up to that. If it hitches up to the trailers and some equipment, we'll keep it for sure. It'd be cool for going up selling the eggs and things like that. I think we're going to fit through there. I don't know how well it's going to pull it when it's full, but we'll find out, I guess. We'll put some grass in it and see what happens. I mean, it's not fast, but it's doing it. I mean, it could be good for the water cart too. What side are we tipping on? The left side. We want to change that. Have a good tip to the rear. Nope, we can tip to the left. That's it. Yeah, it's struggling pulling this a little bit. We're stuck. We are stuck. Turns out it's not great for pulling big heavy loads through piles of grass. Who would have thought? But for free, I am not going to have any complaints about it at all. This would be great for doing deliveries up to the shops, emptying that water cart out. Little knickknacks. They're only a couple of grand. It's not worth a whole bunch to sell it. If they don't want to keep that truck, you know, we can have a look at that. But I don't think that's going to suit us. One of them can use it. Or we'll sell it and just share the money. Yeah, it's not pulling the water cart. No, not at all. We'll see. It might get sold or they might want it. I don't know. Will it fit a pallet of eggs in the back? At least. Yeah, sort of. Just a very small little go-kart, really, isn't it? Alright, let's get this finished off. Always good finding something for free. And I suppose if we end up buying that land all the way down there, we could use it. We could sell the stuff that's on it, make a little bit of cash back. But like I said earlier, none of our equipment is fast enough or powerful enough to go that distance. and come back and forwards all the time, it will take up a whole lot of time. There's something that isn't really needed right now, so. But at least this field's done. That is the main thing. That's one field down. We've got one field seeded and fully fertilized, one field seeded and half fertilized. We just need to roll it, and boom, we're going to be on the money. So still thinking we should probably extend that field out in front of us a little bit, but we have a lot of field to look after at the moment with very small equipment, I would say. It's called still. This seeder is probably the biggest thing we own. Width-wise. Not weight-wise, but width-wise. I'm keen to see if that all goes up next door. That would be a cool contract to get. The old trusty roller. I wonder if it works on this stuff over in here, if it helps. I have to scoop this stuff at the front back in, but needs to be compacting. I mean, our tractor isn't the heaviest, beastiest thing that you could find in the market, but it's all it's done everything we've thrown at it, so. I don't think this will get sold. I think when we're finished with it, if we ever get finished with it, it can get put up on a pedestal in the Freckle Farm Museum, and we can sit back and go, holy crap, we done all of this with that. I don't think it's really helping it, actually. I'd rather just get on with getting our field done. Getting through the day. Alright, I'm going to go back and forwards, up and down on this, and might bring you back when it's a little bit closer to being done. Saves you some hassle. Lower, turn on. Let's get it done. Alright, we got this beast. I said to Heidi the John Deere's no good for us, so she grabbed it. She said it'd be perfect for her running back and forwards to the shops to get to work in the morning, so I thought we'll give it a shot. See if this suits us. And if it doesn't, we can sell it and get something else that will. 4,000 litres. It's not a whole lot of weight, but it seems to definitely pull it. Not fast, but I don't know if I'd say better than the other one. This thing doesn't have a lot of power to start with, so but it might be better at rolling through here. Bit of a weapon of a thing. Definitely flattens out better. The stuff we put down earlier doesn't seem to flatten out too well for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on there. We're sort of stuck at 36% for some reason, so we might have to doesn't seem to be going any more compact. Which is sort of weird. Done heaps of runs up and down now and it's still on 36%, so that doesn't seem right to me. Well, we've got the bucket, so worst case we can pick it up and re-roll it down. Maybe give this thing a bit of a wash. Take it up and sell it. And go from there, I guess, because it's not gonna. I don't know really. A bit of a tub. Get a little rust and mud off it. Looking heaps better now, all nice and fancy. Looks pretty good. I don't know, what's it worth? $19,000. I don't think there's a whole lot we could buy for that money that would suit us better. That 97 kilometers, 83 horsepower. 25 horsepower, 40 Ks. 60 horsepower, 90 Ks. So there is a few cars here that we could get. But I don't think any of the John Deeres are going to be any good for towing anything. That'd be a nice beast. I'm not paying that much for those. This would be handy. Put a tray bed on it. What ones come with it? Apparently need a service bed. Livestock standard, side doors, all doors, forage, which that's grass and stuff, I guess. Could be handy. They're not cheap, but that could be very handy. Nothing in there, is there? 23 grand. Oh, that would be amazing, but we have no use at all for it. Yeah, I don't know, maybe we'll get the tractor, we'll throw this bucket on, scoop all these up. We'll move the trailer out of there in case that's glitching it. And try and get this stuff compacted. I think this might get retired. It's only 4,000 litres of silage and it's struggling to keep 15 kilometres. The money may be better invested elsewhere, I guess. Taken forever to get up here. I mean, it might be good for running the grass into the silage pit. Only 4,000 litres at a time and it's super slow, so I ain't complaining, but I think I might leave this up here. And if anyone from the shop wants it or they want to buy it, it's their call, but it's not going to help us out very much, I don't think. It's cool for free, and I mean, if we can get 10-15 grand for it, I don't mind. Hey, how you doing, Heidi? You guys want this truck? No good for me. It only does like 15 kilometers an hour loaded. Right, so you're happy with the John Deere and they're happy with their tractor? I might just sell this thing and purchase something else. Cheers, mate. Take it easy. I mean, I love it, but I wish you could put like a bit more of a heavy duty horsepower motor in it so you could do at least 20 or 30, I guess. It's not really suited for what we need right now. Or at all. Got 20 grand for it. Worth giving it a wash for sure. I just don't think there's anything here that really is handy for us to get at the moment. Like, is there any other big attractors or decisions? We don't need anything front loaderish because we've already got these ones. Field boss. They're definitely an upgrade for later. Be it agri. That'd be super cool having a front linkage. Anything with wheel weights? No wheel weights. What's going on here? Lots of twin wheels and wide wheels, but no weighted wheels. I mean, that would be handy, but it's only going to leave us with 10 grand, I guess. That's something that we can get for sure, I reckon. Not right now, but something that would come in super handy for us. Lots of cool stuff, and yeah, I mean, our fields rolled. Got a little bit of silage in there, and it did actually, I'll show you before we shoot off. When I scooped that dirt up and moved the trailer out, it actually let us compact again, so that's a good sign. Just don't have stuff overhanging. We've got 11,000 litres in there, fully compacted. We'll probably throw a little bit more in there tomorrow. Should be good. But sorry for a little bit of a mismatchy, silly video today. We didn't really have a whole lot going on, but it was good to catch up on everything. Thank you for watching. Hope you're all safe and well, and we'll see you on the next one.